The next FNAF movie is arriving soon, and while waiting for it, I decided to animate one of its characters. Today I will cover the complete process on how I did it, from modeling, texturing, rigging, and animation. What the fuck?
I'm Freddy Fazbear. I'm gonna get you and I'm gonna make you.
First thing I need to do is to decide which animatronic to make. I landed on Mangle, since everyone else would go with someone like Freddy, and I wanted to stand out. After picking the references I like, it is time to model. The modeling process itself is fairly simple. Use the references in the background to track the main shapes, and don't bother to match it one to one, since the reference isn't a perfect blueprint. To make it easier, I will first model entire endoskeleton, version 02 to be precise, and use each part as Lego pieces to make Mangle, since she is composed of multiple spare parts anyway. I will also make Mangle's mask, feet, and hands as separate parts. Now that your pieces are done, you can just put origins of the individual objects where the joints would be, and using Shift S you can snap the cursor where you need it to be, and then parts to that cursor. But before that, you first need to Now comes the texturing, and I have two things to say. One is that this needs to be done before the model assembly, else you will need to texture each piece separate. And two is that I forgot to record this part of the process. Fortunately, it is very simple, so I can show you the main points quickly. If you wanted to cover this separately, or you just happen to like this video so far, please give it a like, because on 1000 likes, I will give a whole tutorial on how to texture Mangle. For the metal textures, just find one on the internet, and with the Node Wrangler, press Ctrl-Shift-T and select images. The add-on will set up the node system for you automatically. I use three variations for this model: normal metal, darker metal, and lighter metal. This can be achieved by copying the material and adding this node right here and tweaking with this slider. With your metals ready, apply the normal metal as base material, then select your parts you want in edit mode and apply different color to them. Continue doing this even with the Mangle head, where you can just use single color materials that use no images. For the eyes, I just used image from the Google, nothing crazy. Icing on the cake comes from the dust effect, which you can make by copying this node system. Once you're happy with the values, copy to the other materials. Yes, it is a bit tedious, but it is worth it. Rigging is very easy here. I can just parent with empty groups and in edit mode choose exactly what parts I need for what bone. The rig itself is also easy, since the torso can't be bent and the upper limbs can all be FK chains. If you think that those should also switch to IK, why, I made a video showing how to do that exactly. Go check it out. The only IK chain I will make are the legs, which is the standard in rigging. To make it easier for myself, I will also add foot roll controller, another standard in rigging. Tutorial for it will be coming soon, which means it will be free! To make it easier for my eyes, I will also add some bone shapes, so everything looks very nice. Now the rig is done, and we can now go to the animation. For this I also wanted to deviate from the norm. Everyone will expect some jump scare or Mangle crawling or something else. I wanted not only to be unique, but also to challenge myself, since putting human movement to this is going to be a bit tricky. As to why I chose Gritty out of all dances, to make the best possible animation, I need to study the dance carefully. For fuck's sake, I watch an unholy amount of Gritty tutorials and dance like stupid monkey just to understand it. With my knowledge ready, I can make the key poses in a timeline and then tighten in between those to make my animation smoother. My workflow was to work my way up, starting first with the leg movement, since I wanted to ensure that was properly done. After that, I added overlapping motion to sell the feeling that Mangle isn't held apart very strongly. Then, all that is left are some more tweaks and... Thank you very much for watching until the end. You know what I'm going to ask now. Like, share, subscribe, anything of those will help the channel. As a little treat, I put a link to the whole Mangle rig for free, so you can have it for yourself. That is all from me, and I wish you a great day.